Yeah. Yeah. Draft day, Johnny Manziel. 5 years later, how am I the man still? Draft day, A. Wiggins. Fuck that other side, bitch, we stay winning. Oh, man, you know I had to do it for you.
Welcome to the Balls Not Court Podcast. Cortez Paul here, alongside Kevin Carter, and I have Steve Vanorder on the show. How you doing, Mr. Steve?
I'm doing good, my man.
Hey, glad to have you a part of the show. And Mr. Carter?
I'm glad I didn't do it.
You hold yourself to you, Kevin.
Yeah, I held myself in.
Well, go ahead and do it, Kevin. Just do it. I know you're gonna be doing this for the whole throughout the show. So, how you doing today, Kevin?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
Good deal. All right, good to hear. Weather's beautiful out there today.
Yeah, that was it. I'm not gonna say no more.
That is everything like that. So, but I got Steve on. He's a guest with us. Will you stop saying the whole Steve thing? See, I can't even do it right.
You can't even do it.
Nah, I'm not going to try. But instead of picking on
I'm not saying it no more. Just
okay. We're focused on football.
Yes.
College football.
Still.
We had a fantastic day during the week. We had National Signing Day during the week. So
Wednesday.
It was Wednesday, as Mr. Carter put it so elegant for me.
Wednesday.
So I'm gonna go with our guest first and ask him a simple question because I know he's a big Michigan fan. What does this day mean to you as far as National Signing Day?
With National Signing Day, it pretty much boils down to what kids you can get in your class. And first and foremost, too, it's one step closer to spring football. So we can see our respective teams, how they look on the field. But it's always a great time for National Signing Day. You know me, I was all over the warehouse, and I couldn't control myself and pay attention to these damn customers. So it's just, let me tell you, it's just a great day to see your favorite player or the kid you've been tracking for a while and, see where they're going to go.
All right, Kevin, and what you think? What does this day mean to you, National Signing Day?
It means time to reload. It means bring in some of the other kids and let's see what they got to do. And it's always funny because you always get these guys that are built up as 5 stars, 4 stars, but it's usually the 3 stars and under that those guys are the core of your team. That It's not always these big guns that always are on TV getting all the coverage and everything. It's usually the lesser known guys that are the ones that always come in and make the biggest impact upon your team.
It's a cool thing to see because you see kids are making that nest of being an adult. I mean, you know they're still young at what they're doing, but it's a big thing for them because they're also not getting a scholarship; they're going to college. And so I know for a parent, even though you see them playing football or what sport that these kids are playing when they're having a National Signing Day, it's a next step in their lives. And so this is a big day.
Bad part is some parents can't let it go.
Yeah, some parents can't let it go. Yeah, but it's still a
Leo Jefferson.
But it's still a great day.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But it's still a great day for the families and the kids that are becoming adults. So I fairly enjoy seeing that process and everything like that. As one who went to college, but I never had a National Signing Day because I just signed a paper and said I was on a track team for my small private school. But so that's about what it means to me.
You didn't even sign a you signed a waiver.
I just signed a waiver and said, hey, here's some money.
You signed a waiver in case I got hurt. Yeah. Don't make me fun.
Here's some money. We'll give you some money for a track and field shot put scholarship.
In case I got hurt, I will not sue the college.
But see, my National Signing Day was actually a month before college started because I didn't know if I was going to community college.
That's funny.
So that was my National Signing Day.
That's funny.
So let's move forward and let's talk about the media coverage. Do you think it's a bit over the top with the media coverage with the National Signing Day, Kevin?
Way over the top. These kids have done You got to think, all these kids are big fish in their small little ponds. They're the big fish. And when you get to wherever you're going, you're not a big fish anymore. You may be a medium-sized fish, or you may be a small fish. You got to realize, but the way it gets overhyped and everything, it makes these kids, some of these kids, think they're better than they really are. When you get to college, you have to earn what you get. You have to earn your playing time. These coaches are like military recruiters. They're going to tell you what they want you to know, what they want you to think, so you will join. It's just like being in the military. They're going to tell you what you want to think and what they want to get in your head, but they ain't going to tell you all the rest of the crap that comes with it. But they're going to tell you what they want you to think. And it's the same type of way, but we blow it. We blow everything so out of proportion now because somebody has a particular skill. Mm-hmm. Young, old, AAU basketball, for example. All these things we blow way out of proportion because these kids have a select skill. Well, what about the other kids that are going to be doctors and lawyers and all that stuff? We should be given the same amount, but I think it just, I'm going way off, but I think it needs to be toned down a little bit. I think it needs to be toned way down. ESPN had it on their damn ESPNU all-day coverage of where these kids are going to go to school. Bad part is I sit there and watched it. But it is way overblown. Some of these kids with their theatrics and stuff, the way they go about announcing and everything, it's cool for them. I'm glad they enjoy it, but the media needs to stop way overblowing it as much. I remember the first real big recruit I seen get put on TV, and it's before they start, was Tebow. Mm-hmm. Tebow was that first one that was the real big one that everybody wanted to know. Where's he going? Where's he going? Where's he going? And they had it on ESPN. That was the first real big one. But ever since then, it seems to always go up and up and up and up a little bit. Hell, they made a Tebow special.
Your thoughts on that, Steve? Do you think it's a bit over the top of the media coverage with National Signing Day?
Actually, no, I don't. I believe 100% a kid deserves his day in the spotlight because he may never get it again. Okay. Some of these kids go out there, I don't like it when they have the 5 or 6 different hats up there and they go through it and they put one they pick up and fake you out and put on a different hat. But when it comes down to like 3 different hats and they get on ESPN and they choose your school, well, they may never get the chance to do it again. Yeah. And I think every kid needs experience, even if they go to Southwest,
North Dakota State University,
school of science,
of horse pooping.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter. And it really should. These deserve that. They deserve their chance to be in the spotlight if they get highlighted on ESPN, which some won't. Mm-hmm. But if they do, good for them. But a lot of times, like you touched on, they get these big heads and they think they have a sense of entitlement. And it's, I think it's great for college football. These kids get in there because a lot of times stars really don't matter. Yep. But for the big fish, it does. And they want that spotlight. Let them have it. Let them go out there and get that spotlight. That's what I think about it. Every kid deserves their day. Yes. I had my chance to get it. Didn't work out that way, but it's all good. Every kid deserves it.
See, I don't mind them coming on and everything, but the media
coverage,
media coverage on the guys makes it seem they blow it way out of proportion sometimes. I don't care if the kid comes on and announces, but I care how you come upon doing it in a certain way. Just don't keep going over and over and over again on the same guy and everything. Let everybody enjoy it. Let them come out, let them say where they're going, but then they completely over-exaggerate it. And when these kids come to school, if they don't perform, they're going to look back at this media coverage and go, well, this kid was this, and this, and then they put more pressure upon the kid. And we're talking about 18, 19-year-old kids. Yeah. Kids. Oh, yeah. And they put so much pressure on them that I think the media overblows it in the sense of they put all this pressure on these kids that have to go out and perform at this high of a level because we all see them in high school, so we think they should perform at this high level. And that's where I go back to, you're a big fish in high school, but you ain't so big when you get into college. Okay, I got a perfect example. My cousin Chuck. You've seen my cousin Chuck. Yeah. The dude's a monster. He signed a letter to go to a smaller school. And he signed and went to that school. He said, when I got there, I was little. And this dude, my cousin's about, 6'4", 6'5",
Yeah.
weighs about close to 270.
He's big.
And all he is muscle. And he was bigger in high school. But he went to that school and he was like, no, I'm small. He was the punter. He turned into the punter, for God's sake. And he goes, no, I was small. He goes, these dudes were monsters. And he was at a smaller school. He was like, it was some school in Alabama.
Right.
But they were still getting these guys to come. But he goes, I was little. And that's that stuff that you got to take into consideration. You big in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't so big when you get to college. But the media there's a lot of guys that'll get overhyped by the media. The bad part is if they don't live up to them, everybody just bashes right into the kid that you didn't live up to this hype. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And
but I think a lot of that comes on the fans themselves put that on them, too.
Oh, yeah.
The fans really blow that up on them, too.
But
it's much more the fans that give it to them than the actual media does.
Yeah, we get overblown on it because the media made them out to be such great people. They made them out to be such great players. Half the guys that come into school, half the people don't know about because none of them ever seen them play. Mm-hmm. But when they come in and they see them stars beside them and they see that they got on ESPN and it's announced that we all think they gotta come out and do good. Andre DeBose, for example, went to Florida.
Yep.
We all thought he was supposed to be the greatest thing. He was a 5-star recruit coming out of there.
That's the next Percy Harvin.
Yeah, he ain't. Well, he was the first Percy Harvin before Percy even got there. But he didn't do nothing. And now all the Florida fans killed him because he never panned out. Why? Because of all this media coverage the dude got. If he would have came in as a normal guy, he would have been considered a great kick returner. And that's all we would have considered him as. But they had him out as this 5-star great wide receiver that was coming out of school. Nothing. Jeff Driscoll. We thought he was the next coming of whoever. Now look what we're doing to him because he had to transfer to Louisiana Tech, for God's sake. But that's what I'm saying, though. The media overhyped some of these dudes to where we put so much pressure on these kids. And mind you, it's us with fans and everything, but the reason we get that way is because you made him out to be a superstar. So when he comes to our school, I'm going to expect him to be a superstar. And when you're not, you get dumped on. But and that's where I feel sorry for some of these kids. If they would have come out and go, I'm going to this school, and then they let it go, and then we see them play down the road, and we figure it out. But everything, it's almost like mock drafts, where you get them a year out.
Oh, yeah.
These kids nowadays are committing when they're sophomores in high school.
Yeah.
How do you know you're going to be jacked up and built and everything when you get to being a senior? You may have already hit your growth spurt. You may not be getting any bigger. But they make them all out to be these great people. But that's where the media comes in. You can't get these kids overhyped. You can overhype them to way beyond what they should be hyped up for. When you just really don't need to hype them up that much. Let their play do their talking.
Gotcha.
The one thing, also with the when the media is doing everything, they have their live announcement. The one thing I do appreciate on it, you have their parents behind them. Some of the kids are just straight faced or whatever, and you see some of the parents. What was the one parent that his mom wanted him to go to Alabama, and he chose LSU or
no, the one where he went to Alabama and she wanted him to go, and she looked at him and goes, "You don't look too happy," and she goes, "He should have went to LSU."
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
And then you have some of the other kids that are with their parents, and you get how real this thing is for the family, because not every kid's going to be like that, but you see their parents with them, and then you see some of them in tears, and that right there, it's like, man, that's just great.
If my son goes anywhere, I'm crying because I realize I ain't got to pay for it. I'm going to be like, oh, thank God. I didn't save shit. Thank God.
Oh, man.
Thank God you was good at something.
All right. Well, talk to me. What was your favorite video, or what did you see that you particularly enjoyed one of these kids, how the way they announced it? Did you see anything like that, Steve, or?
I follow Michigan and everything, but the only video that I got to see was last year's video. I didn't see anything this year because a lot of our guys were announcing in different cities and they weren't on the ESPN. And the one I did appreciate last year was kind of cool, which was by Jabril Peppers, was the number 2 player in the nation, number 1 cornerback in the nation. And he came on, and he's also